Today I thought I'd talk about something I've been doing with a few of my students in the last few days, which is working on using the chromatic scale to enhance your accuracy on the fretting hand. And the chromatic scale, it can be used in many different ways, and you often see elements of the chromatic scale in jazz improvisers' lines that they're playing. There'll be a mixture of stepwise scalar and chromatic passages, so it's a really useful scale to have under your fingers. You may not use it in its entirety in a line on a solo or a melodic concept, but you may use fragments of it. Plus, it's a great way to move up and down the fretboard and work on articulation between the individual fingers, which is really important. So, first exercise I'm going to show you is pretty basic, this one, but it's a good one to do. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do an exercise starting on the 12th fret. So we start on G, all the way down to the open G like this, right? Now you can start this as slowly as you like. So you could start like 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and... Now, a couple of things to note right off the bat. I'm using one finger per fret. I'm trying to keep nice curved fingers so the tip of my finger is making contact right behind the fret. So be really accurate with this. Okay? And my thumb is there. So it's roughly bisecting the area between the first and second fingers, these two first fingers of my fretting hand, right? So don't let the thumb get dragged either way. Often when people play stuff moving up the neck and they're shifting, the thumb gets pulled back like that, which also gives you less articulation on the fingers. So try and keep it about here. So imagine I'm just playing like that. So as I move down, notice when I shift, I maintain that one finger per fret shape. It's really important. Don't close up to like a 3 fret box shape here. Keep the hand ready here. Now, do the same thing in reverse. Do that again. Now, I'm not going to change where my thumb is. I'm just going to take my hand away. Look, there it is. Okay? That's where I ended up. Not with the thumb behind like this, pointing back to the headstock. Try and keep it more parallel to the frets, yeah? So, there's our first exercise, just a single string chromatic scale over 1 octave. This is from G to G. Now, variations on that, you could then proceed to do this starting through, you could move up a half step to A flat. Now, because you don't have an open string, you'll have to add a little mini shift there. So what I tend to do is I start here, and then on the last, I just slide down with the first. As a general rule, slide down with the first, up with the fourth, all right? Usually, fourth up, first down, all right? You're going to find the hand is at its most relaxed when you do that. Okay, so we could start on G, go all the way down to the open G. We could go down on G, check it out. And then back up on A flat. Notice at the end I have one note left over I have to cover. So I just slid with the fourth. Alright. Now we could go up a half step to A. End on A there. Slide up to B flat. Yeah. Let's try that one again. I'll do that a little slower for you. So starting on B flat or A sharp, of course. Now, when I finish, again, my thumb isn't here, it's here. Now, it'll vary a little. You might find sometimes when I'm playing, my thumb is more opposite my first finger than my second. So there's obviously some latitude with that, but just don't let the thumb get dragged back like that, all right? You're going to really reduce your ability to be really articulate with all the fretting fingers, all right? Don't forget, support the channel, rufusphilpott.com. Please stop by, and if you haven't picked something up, buy one of the videos. You can book lessons. There's a contact information there. And you can also do the buy me a coffee link if you just want to do a straight donation. All of it helps the channel. These videos take quite a lot of time to put together, and I really try and give you some good content. And I'll see you on the next one. A second one would be to use 2 strings. So let's say I want to play the G starting note chromatic scale. There's really one chromatic scale, but we're starting from G to G, right? There's no keys for the chromatic scale. So we start on G and we end on G. I'm going to start on the 5th fret, my D string, and I'm going to go G, like that. Play that slowly for you. There's a really important shift here, watch. Now, I move back a fret because I want to cover every note in the chromatic scale. G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F sharp, G. Now, grammatically speaking, generally the correct version would be to use sharps on the ascending and flats on the descending for saying the notes here. So on the descent, I could go G, G flat, F, E, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat, G. All right? So you could also experiment with saying the note names. So let me try that up and down again. Check it out. Back a fret. Now, of course, we come back down. Now, do that. You do that too. Watch this. Slide here to the B, and then across B flat, A flat, G. That's a good shift too. Watch. I'll do it continuously now, but slower. Little slide. I like that too. Or we'll save the slide till the end, all right? They're both good. Hand is still relaxed. I'm shifting in a place that makes sense. Variation. So instead of going, I'm going to stay on the D string. Check it out. Next 4 notes. Then back a fret, up a string to my G. Coming back down. Look what I did. Sidestep 1 fret, and now across to D. Alternate idea. Go up a fret, down a string. Stay on that string. And the slide comes on the last note, all right? Now, if I take my hand away from the neck, look, there's my thumb. So kind of between first and second fingers like I was talking about, all right? So you can see there's quite a lot of options with the chromatic scale. But when you do this and you're experimenting with this, because I really encourage you to do this, these are not the only ways to play it. They're just 2 good ways to do this. Find your own, all right? But just make sure that you can do it in a manner where your hand stays relaxed and you don't hear the shift too much, all right? You really want to disguise where you're shifting along the string as much as possible. Obviously, we could expand that. Let's try this over 3 strings, all right? So we're going to go from G to G. The obvious way, we're going to go up a string but back a fret on the ascent, which is almost counterintuitive. You're going down the neck but up in pitch, right? Back a fret, up a string. Back a fret, up a string. And then you're going to have that 1 note left over. Notice you can't really hear me do that slide. Now, what did I do on the way back down? I'm glad you asked that. So, down a string, up a fret on the descent. Down a string, up a fret. The last slide. Going up a upper string, down a fret, upper string, down a fret, and that last note. Then we do the opposite. Down a string, upper fret. Down a string, upper fret. Now, this is also good for the plucking hand too. I'm having to rake, or I don't have to, but I'm choosing to rake as I move down the string. But on the ascent, it's all alternate plucking, and you can hopefully see that. I'm just going to angle around a bit. So check out this hand. Watch this. I'm just going to watch my monitors and make sure this is really clear. Notice as well, I hop up onto the A string as I move up. See there? My thumb, the back of my thumb is muting the E string. It's always good to kind of avoid any ringing strings too. So if I stop that top note, listen. Hopefully you don't hear anything, all right? So, on the descent though, watch. Now what I might do here, I'll rake. As I move down to the next string, I'm raking with the finger that plucked the note preceding the move down a string. Now, that to me is more efficient, all right? So again, it's a little bit of a workout for the plucking hand because you're alternate plucking strictly on the way up. But on the way down, I think on the video you'll be able to see that very clearly, both hands, all right? So, there you go. So there's another variation. So we have a single string, back up, yeah. We had on two strings, and you could go, or, yeah. And then we had on three strings. Okay, so there's our kind of concept number one.